I just want to know why the Colonel is in charge of the Matrix. What is what is it? Like 13, a mix of 13
Herbs and spices.
herbs and spices. What's the fucking slogan? 11.
11.
KFC's secret mix of 11 herbs and spices. That's what keeps the Matrix ticking, Neo.
Bet I can guess what most of them are.
You are salt, pepper.
Let's see, probably garlic powder, oregano, parsley, rosemary, sage, basil.
Maybe like a very mild pepper.
Yeah, maybe some paprika, some coriander, cumin.
Oh, cumin. Yeah.
And then probably just salt and pepper.
Right? Secret blend of 11 herbs and spices. That's what keeps the Matrix going.
Too much Energon. Too much Energon, like this podcast.
The beasts are here, McLeod, for the gathering.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Megatron. Then they'd better stay out of my way. Blah, 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 blah. Beast Wars once and for all.
Big time Gary himself.
Man, these things look like toys.
Maximals! Maximals! Does that mean transform? Titor, what have you done? I am transformed. Sigma balls, Gary! No, no, that.
Welcome back, listeners, to a brand new year and a brand new Too Much Energon. Ooh, this is Too Much Energon 107, podcast where two Transformers fans talk about Beast Wars shit and mostly talk shit about Beast Wars. I'm one of your hosts, NeoCal.
I'm the Siege, the other guy.
The Siege. Well, Siege, we did it. We made it to 2023.
We did.
They
somehow.
tried to stop us. I don't know who they are, but we kicked their ass.
Well, you, if I'm to be believed, you can't keep a good dog down. So that explains it right there.
You can't keep a good dog down.
Speaking of explaining things, a little bit of a explanation is in order. We at the beginning of the last episode had said that was part 1 of our 2022 holiday special, and that part 2 was coming soon. Due to some actual real world car troubles and other various obstacles, us being in the same room what we wanted to do was we wanted to do the Beast Wars Monopoly game that recently came out, and that would require us to be in the same room, and unfortunately for a myriad of reasons that just wasn't possible. So instead of keeping the show on hold until we could actually get around to doing that, me and Cal had a chat and just decided that we'll just press on with our original plans and then do the board game episode at some point in the future.
When we can.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe for next year, or I guess this year is now.
It's the most excited I've ever been to play Monopoly.
Maybe for the 2023 holiday special, we'll get to the Monopoly game. But in the meantime, we're carrying on with the IDW Beast Wars, the ascending of the beasts to the gathering.
Yes.
Issue 1.
And just like IDW's Beast Wars Ascending, it rolls right off the tongue. I've been calling it Ascension for like months.
Yeah, Cal actually corrected me the other day in a text chat, and he was like, because I said the Ascending, and he was like Ascension, and I'm like, no, I've been mixing it up too, but and like that actually even made me double check and go to the TF wiki to double check whether it's the Ascending or the Ascension, and no, it turns out it is the Ascension. or not the Ascension, the Ascending. See, it's easy to mix the two up because the Ascension sounds better.
Yeah, the Gathering, the Ascension, the Beast Wars,
the Gathering, the Gathering, the Ascending, the Beastening,
the Beastening. Does that mean roll out? Yeah, and
Speaking of meaning rolling out, I made a new intro for this show, which if you're watching or listening to this now, you would have seen slash or heard. I
That's
think it's
right.
I think it's the best one I've made so far, so pretty proud
Oh
of
yeah.
it.
Yeah. And also you it spans more of Too Much Energon. Right? Like
Yeah,
you still got the early jokes in there, but you've got pretty recent clips in there too, which I appreciate.
yeah. My favorite bit is the how I took the from the first episode of Beast Wars, the Dinobot cross country missile bit with the sound clip of Optimus being like freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Megatron, and as Dinobot is zipping away, you hear Megatron being like, then they better stay out of my way.
They better stay out of my way.
uh
uh,
Also, listeners, I have to preface this. I am actually fairly ill right now, so I definitely sound a little off. The left side of my throat is absolutely on fire, and I've been fueled by like Dayquil cold and flu medication for the past couple days, which has been keeping me on my feet. So
drugs have been keeping you alive.
drugs have been keeping me alive, and well, I'm not even going to touch that one. Not going to elaborate further on that. How was your holidays, Cal?
It was pretty low key. We went to my partner's family's place, had some foods, just kind of hung out.
Very nice.
Did like family game. You know the game Apples to Apples? AKA the family version of Cards
Cards
Against
Against
Humanity.
yeah, I've played it before.
Yeah, played that. I ate too much. For
Too
2 days in
much.
a row, I just had like one meal was like the only time I needed to eat that day
Oh yeah.
because New Year's Eve I stayed up all night like eating junk food. And then when the morning slash noon hit, I was like, I'm kind of full. And we just didn't eat until then we went to the family lunch.
You
And
mean
because
New
it was a
Year's Eve
later
or Christmas
lunch,
Eve?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay.
And then on New Year's Day, we had like a late lunch. So I just ate like twice in 2 days. But like it was all, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't eat nothing but chips at midnight. Chips and hummus and cheese and crackers and cookies and yeah, snacks. Don't eat
Snacks.
just snacks as a whole meal.
Snacks.
Snacks.
Snacks. I was in bed by about 9 p.m. on New
Yeah,
Year's
you
Eve.
messaged me at like 8 and we're like, hey man, um, Happy New Year. I'm fading fast. And I was
Yeah.
like, Happy New Year.
Well, see, uh, I had been running on 4 hours sleep because I did a stupid ass closing shift at my job, and then they wanted me, which means I don't get back home until like midnight, and then they wanted me back at the store in the morning, which means I would have to get up at like 7, so I didn't get to sleep until like 3 in the morning the night before. So I was already pretty tired, and then I had to get up at 7 again the next day on New Year's Day.
Sounds like
So
some bullshit.
yeah, that's my job. Um, but that's a whole other can of worms right there. I'll bitch about it on the Patreon or on the preambles on the Patreon at over at
For only
patreon.com slash
$5.
patreon.com/lasercomb. For only $5 you can listen to me complain about work.
Well, you know what I just realized?
What?
Got throttle up on my microphone buffer here, right?
Yep.
His glasses are the same kind of like shade of green, so they're like a little staticky, kind of at times. Kind of make a
Oh.
weird little fuzzy effect.
Now that I'm paying attention, I'm not seeing it.
Of course, now
Of course now,
I'm
yeah.
not seeing it either. Well, I guess I'm just full of shit. And if you're an audio listener,
It doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter. And hello, and thank you for listening.
Um, But yeah, so I had to be up again at 7 anyway on New Year's Day to go to work again. So I just decided to make it an early night. I made dinner, made myself a homemade pizza, which I'm getting pretty adept at. And
Recently, Elon Musk tweeted, "Oh, sometimes it's better to just make pizza at home."
I agree.
Yeah, and I can't remember what pizza company applied, and they were like, "Hey, sometimes it's like when you have 10 kids to feed, it's really hard to find time to make pizza for all of them yourself because he's got like a lot of semi-legitimate children."
All of whom I'm sure he is at whose lives he is an active part
Active
of.
part in. He splits his time equally across continents, his businesses, and his baby mamas, and all of his children. He gives 110%. I'm sure.
um, but yeah,
I've
so I
never
was in
made
bed.
pizza.
I was in bed by like 9 p.m. I made dinner and I tried to watch Morbius for the third time.
For the third time.
For the third time, I keep falling asleep every time I
When
try to
was the
watch it.
first time?
I tried to watch Morbius, I think, about a month ago for the first time, and I fell
Fallen
asleep.
asleep.
I fell asleep like 10 minutes in, and then I tried again about a week ago and fell asleep about a half hour in, and then I fell asleep about an hour in when I tried to watch it again on New Year's Eve. The movie is not good, and
Do you
it's kind of
remember how all the Morbius memes came out?
it's
And
morbid
then they were
time,
like, "Hey, let's put it in theaters again. It's gaining hype," but nobody went to go
but nobody
watch
went to
it.
see it. You know what? I
Uh,
saw an article on Slash Film that was talking about that was explaining the whole it's Morbin time thing. And like right away, they're like, "Oh, it's Morbin time." Like it became this big like meme craze with memes like "it's Morbin time" and like "time to morb" and blah blah. And the person who wrote the article was like, "This is a clear reference to the Thing from the Fantastic Four's famous catchphrase, 'It's clobberin' time.'" And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
how do you do, fellow kids? Yeah, yeah, that's what it's clearly a
Let's do
reference
it,
to.
guys. It's time to morb. Yeah, that's totally a reference to
Dun,
it's
dun, dun, dun,
clobberant.
dun, dun.
That's totally a reference to it's clobbering time. This
It's
is the same.
clobbering time.
This is the same site who thought, in talking about the movie Transformers: Rise of the Beast, who thought Mirage was a character from Beast Machines.
Oh man, you sent me a screenshot or linked it or something like that, and there were like three errors in like two paragraphs, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah,
This person is clearly. Here's the funny thing, like we have this Transformers podcast. I still don't even think of myself as anywhere near like intermediate fan level, right? It's been
right.
like a deep dive, right? And I have like my own opinions of what is good and bad, but I don't like have a chronological idea of like all the events and every single character in my head. Like we're still reading the comics. I'm like, who is that? And you're like, oh, it's Snarl. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I guess. Um, but like, good God, man. Beast Machines? Mirage? Have you watched
Any at all.
any at all? Like, right? And like, I don't like gatekeep, but like, also like, that must have been a troll post. Thinking Mirage is from Beast Machines.
Yeah, who can say?
Who can say? If you can't tell the difference anymore, that's how you know we are in a dystopian media hellscape. When you can't tell the difference between somebody trolling and somebody who's just an idiot. I And indeed, there's no the it doesn't benefit to make the distinction. Welcome to Hell World.
Well, in like a case like that, like there is no real benefit to making any sort of distinction because either way, they're just publishing factually incorrect information.
So whether
Whether
it's amusing or whether it's to farm rage.
yeah, either way, it's still wrong. And I mean, it's not like any of this stuff is like holy grail, like super like important type stuff. But still, it's like getting paid to write for a living, I feel like you should. I feel like you have an obligation to at least be truthful.
Yeah, and there's a difference between um getting something wrong and going, oh yeah, I was wrong about that. We were pronouncing this or we were saying this and we meant this, and just being like dumb. Like, you got
Yeah.
15 minutes to write this article, dude. That's why I think it's like a troll. It's like, how do you accidentally say mirages from beast machines?
There was, yeah, like you said, there was other stuff in the screenshot that I sent you. There was other stuff that was wrong in like just that one paragraph.
There was
but,
almost
like,
nothing right,
yeah,
which made me be like, wait a second, this is a troll.
right.
How do I get paid to write bad articles?
I've been asking myself
Polygon.
that for our favorite site, Polygon.
I'm cheap coming. uh, uh.
I've been asking myself for like 15 years how I get paid to write shitty articles for shitty websites. And, well, it still hasn't happened yet.
We haven't applied for any,
But it still hasn't happened.
but it still hasn't happened.
No one's knocking at my door and being like, Mr. Siege, you're the man for the. We have this job to do, and you're our man.
Don't ask how we know about you. Just sign these papers and come with us.
Yeah. And then we're just like, there's like me and you and like I don't know, like Lady Glitch, like my ex Krista, and like I don't know, fucking my friend Tim. We're just like all like walking down the street like Reservoir Dog style.
With the fucking suits.
Yeah, and that like song playing.
As soon as you said, I was like, duh, 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 and you were looking for a fifth. I was like, okay.
I don't even know why.
Mr. Pink.
I don't even know why my mind went there. Speaking of my mind and my body going places, though, I about a month ago now, I didn't talk about this on the show much, but my workplace had a staff Christmas party. And there was a really good dinner. It was like a buffet style dinner, and it was really good. Lady Glitch joined me for it.
Crossed the continent for it.
Yeah, cross the continent. Excuse me. And there, yeah, really good buffet style dinner. There were prizes. I actually won a. I won a $200 Bose portable speaker.
Oh, that's fucking rad.
Yeah. I at first I was like
something I would never buy.
No, it's something I would never buy either. And when they drew my name and like gave me my prize, I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever.
I was like, oh, sweet. Now I can play music in the kitchen.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
But then I looked it up and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually like a $200 speaker. Sweet, maybe I'll sell it. And then I thought about it for a minute and I was like, no, you know what? I deserve to have nice things. So I opened it up.
Nice things. I've been there before where I've won tech and I'm like, I could sell this for a pretty good amount. The very first iPod I had.
Oh yeah.
iPod Nano. Right? And it was like the first, I can't remember, 10 megabyte, one gig. I don't know, technology from forever ago. It was the one with U2 on it. And I was going to pawn it and I hummed and hawed about it. And then eventually I was like, no, I deserve nice things. And maybe I should move away from just using this Sony CD player that I have to hold the batteries in place while I'm walking. Because if I don't keep pressure on the back of it, the batteries don't stay in properly. And it's like, yeah, good decision.
I've had that exact issue with portable CD players in the past. Always
ended up had to hold the.
Well, I would end up having to use like packing tape and just like tape them in there super tight.
Put some sort of to put pressure on the backside.
Yeah. I know the struggle. But yeah, so that speaker was pretty cool. They also gave me some gift cards. They gave me a gift card for a local mall, which has a Walmart in it. was a $50 gift card. So I ended up using the gift card there, and I used the gift card to get what did I get? Nail polish, hair dye, an energy drink, something else, and I also got this little guy. This is
Wow, you got a, what is that, Spike?
yeah, it is a
In his
Studio Series 86 Spike Witwicky in his exosuit transformer. Thing actually transforms too.
oh shit.
Doesn't look very good, but it does transform.
It's one of those ones where you leave it in his robot form.
Yeah, totally. So I got that, and I also got a $25 gift card for Amazon at the staff party as well. So what I used that for was to buy a Studio Series 86 Wheelie figure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now they can race together.
Hadn't really bought many Transformers in a long time, so thought it was worth mentioning on
They're
the
gift
show.
cards, so you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just they were toys that I was kind of on the lookout. They're only like they're core class, so they're only like $15.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And they were ones that I had been kind of on the lookout for, but it's like if I never found them, I wouldn't really sweat it. But
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I got these gift cards, so why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And with that in mind, speaking of why not, we got a comic book to talk about, because why not? Because
So now usually I'm mindful of how much we bullshit before we get into something. But this time I was like, let's tell us about this. Tell us about that. Oh, yeah, I'll talk about that. Because I literally just read this. And I can summarize it in like one sentence.
right?
Magmatron goes through time and space, but he can't touch anything. And he has to learn how to interact, just like Patrick Swayze in Ghost.
I knew you were going there. Patrick Swayze from Ghost.
That's actually a more interesting description than what actually happens in the comic.
So to give the comic a bit of fair shake. This is episode 107 of Too Much Energon, and this week we are talking about Transformers Beast Wars: The Ascending, #1. Written by Simon Furman, art by Dan something Figueroa. Sure. And it was originally released on October 3rd of 2007. Your mic is muted, good sir.
How dare. There we go. Get out of here. There we go. I muted myself so that you couldn't hear me clicking, and then I forgot it was Moop. Yeah. And
so we open in
art.
We open in space, and speaking of the art, the cover, the Maximal variant cover for Beast Wars: The Ascending #1. On the TF Wiki article, the caption underneath of it is Lyle Convoy wielding breadsticks there? Because it kind of looks like he is.
What is that? Did they just forget to finish that?
It looks like he's holding like two like big like French baguettes.
But they're not all, they don't widen and narrow like bread. They almost look like giant like practice like martial arts sticks, or like he's gonna do a sweet drum solo.
And that's something I would like to see.
Don't recall him. I don't recall him ever having a weapon like that. Like, weird. Yeah, is he just holding breadsticks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Cool. I don't know who half of these guys are. There's a dude with a whip down there. Oh, that's Primal Junior, or whatever his name is.
All right, so it looks like we got Prowl,
Yeah,
Lyle Convoy,
Razor Beast with his gun pointing forward.
Razor Beast. I think that's Baboom.
That's Baboom, yeah.
We got Armadillo at the bottom. We got
there
Optimus.
he is, yeah.
Optimus Minor. We got Polar Claw.
Optimus Minor. What did I say? Primal Junior.
Yeah. Primal Junior.
Primal Junior.
Yeah, Polar Claw. We got Grimlock.
Where?
Grimlock's the guy with the big pointy white sword.
Right in the front foreground. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read. That's Grimlock? Huh. Okay.
Yeah. We got I think the blue guy is Ramhorn.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't know who the guy with the horns is.
I don't know. Or is that? Oh, whatever. Guy with the horns. He's the bison one.
Right.
And then the other alternate one is the one I'm using as my digital background here with the Predacons. I'm not even gonna try. I don't know who any of them are. Don't care. They're all like bugs and like they look cool, but like I don't know who they are. I know one's.
Well, I see Ravage. I see Ravage. I see.
There he is.
Yeah, I see. Man Terror. It's the green and purple one.
Yeah.
And I can't really make out who the rest of the characters are.
Yeah, the other guys.
Ravage
cool.
and the other guys.
If you put the two variant covers together, they're like squaring off.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm looking at the cover now. At the top is Laserbeak, the one that looks like a redeco of Pterosaur.
Yeah, I was going to say that's purple Pterosaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
as you can see, he knows much more than I do about the.
Yeah, I don't even know who most of these guys are.
They're just dudes. They're dudes.
They're the bad guys.
Again, we are not like feverishly sweaty like Beast Wars fans to the point where we can glance at a Predacon that's been in like one issue ever and go, aha.
Well, the reason why I recognize most of the Maximals is because I had most of those toys. And like the reason why I recognize like Man Terror is because I had Man Terror, and like same with Laserbeak, and
also Man Terror, Praying Mantis, Manta.
Yeah,
there's some wordplay there. Yeah. So what's the gist of how this begins? We get like a narration from Mr. Magma.
From Mr. Smegmatron himself.
Mr. Smegmatron himself. And he's like, well, then there's like a record scratch. And it's like, yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation. He's like, well, that's not important. What is important is I can go throughout time and space faster than the speed of thought. Pretty sweet, you might say. Wrong. I can't interact with the world at all. It sucks.
So this is me. I'm it's your boy Magmatron. This is where I am. You might be wondering how I got here. It's a real crazy story. Buckle up, because I'm gonna tell you.
Let me start from the beginning. See that guy? That asshole's Razor Beast.
Let me start. Let's take it from the top. So I was on my way to catch the bus to go to school, and my mom is like, Magsy, I told you were supposed to clean your room. And I was like, Mom, what do you want from me? Like, I gotta go to school. Turns out I wasn't actually going to school, but you know, the bitch bought it.
Moms, am I right?
So instead of going and catching the bus and going to school like I told the old bag that I would, I met up with my old buddy and pal Razor Beast, and we hopped on our skateboards and hit the road.
Fast forward to now, and we're not exactly best friends. In fact, you could say I hate that guy.
All right, so Magmatron is in permanent like chronal phase now or something, and he's like, or he's not even, he's like ascended beyond being in chronal phase. He's in like
Some
uh
shit happened when they tried to chronal phase him back to Cybertron, and he's in between dimensions.
so he's basically in the realm of the Ori and the Ancients now, or he's on his way there. He can
And he
try.
can see, he's seen the universe end many times. And he seems to be kind of, he's he's shed his mortal coil and his like desires, and he kind of seems like he's existed for so long in this state that he wants to find a way to save Cybertron rather than just petty things like ruling or being a tyrant or like beating the Maximals. It's greater than himself because it shows visions of Unicron.
So basically, what he's going through right now is what Starscream goes through at the end of the War for Cybertron trilogy. Starscream
Yeah,
sees a
actually.
vision of Unicron destroying all of Cybertron and the entire Transformers race, and he decides that, you know what,
Factions don't matter anymore. Holy shit,
there
homies.
there there are bigger problems than just like the war against the good guys and the bad guys, because there's this way bigger, badder bad guy up there who's gonna kill us all. I kind of wonder if in the War for Cybertron trilogy, if that was like, if the writers of that show had just read this comic and thought, hey, that's a good idea, or if it was just a weird coincidence. The writing's not much better. Like the writing in this comic and the writing in War for
Hmm.
Cybertron Kingdom is kind of on par in terms of quality, so it could go either way.
I could see that. Kind of like that unification because there's a greater evil.
Right. So back on planet Energon, Razor Beast kind of has this feeling that the Maximals aren't coming, and Prowl and Wolfang are like, "Hey, bud, you gotta keep your spirits up there, bud. You know, yeah, you gotta keep your stick on the ice, and just hope for go down to the store, go down to Timmy's and get a nice double double, and you'll feel better, eh?"
And remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they can at least find you handy. And he slaps a pack of duct tape in his hands and he's like, oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, buddy. We're just combining all the Canadiana there,
Yeah. Uh,
throwing some
throw in some
Doug
Letterkenny and
and Doug and
Trailer Park
Trailer
Boys.
Park Boys, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Yeah, and Wolfang shows up and tells Razor Beast, "Well, worst case Ontario, we just go back to selling dope."
And there's an owl there for some reason.
Yeah, that's Prowl. Prowl the
And
owl.
they're like, Prowl the owl. I just got it. And they're like, oh, don't forget, we've got Grimlock on our team. And then there's Man Terror, and there's like a bug, and they're like, oh, I don't want to be a spy. And Man Terror like smacks him around, and he's like, shut up, retracts. And they're like spying on their base, and Grimlock shows up, and he's like, me squish bug.
Yeah, Grimlock shows up, not talking like Grimlock at all,
I
which
I
which
didn't
is
like that.
which is weird because like in Beast Wars: The Gathering, like he did. So it's like, why is he suddenly now not being all like, "Me Grimlock smash you"?
Yeah, what's his line here? Snapper, oops, because he accidentally steps on Snapper, who's a snapping turtle, Predacon.
Yeah.
I should have looked where I was treading. My bad.
there's
Who are you?
there's what is it? There's a moment that I thought was kind of funny because it kind of reminded me of the "We Have a Hulk" thing in the Avengers.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, they have a Ravage, but we have a Grimlock.
Right. Yeah.
Like right before he shows up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's Ravage's Predacon militia is out there, and we have something they want. And Wolfang's like, "True, Prowl, but we also have Grimlock."
And then he's like, Indeed, it is I, Grimlock. Whoops, sorry, Snapper. My bad. I wasn't looking where I was where I was walking. And I'm like, who are you? You're not Grimlock. And then I guess some bombs go off, and the Predacons
Retrax
all
yells out
attack.
frag. I'm like, oh, I see. The writer of this comic was clearly watching Battlestar Galactica at the time.
Did they say frag sometimes on?
No, they say slag
Oh, they
in
do
Beast
say
Wars.
slag.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, then some freaks show up. There's a piranha slash bumblebee guy.
Oh wait, no.
Uh
In Battlestar, they say frack, not frag.
Frack.
I'm talking out of my ass.
That's what we're here for. Yeah,
So
so a bunch of
someone
freaks
has
show
to.
up, right? And they're like, haha, attack. And I can't remember who. Oh, Razor Beast is kind of like,
Hey, it's
so,
Buzzsaw is amongst the invading Predacons that show
oh,
up.
so he is. Yeah,
I,
there he is.
I'm sure I know I've mentioned this before, but like as a kid, I didn't have the toy of Waspinator, but I did have the toy of Buzzsaw.
Hmm.
So I really like. I have a soft spot in my heart for Buzzsaw as a character. So anytime he shows up in these comics, I'm like, hey, it's Buzzsaw, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there he is. Then there's the frog guy too. Dude with a
Spitor,
blue cape. Guy with like pincers who might be like a centipede.
yeah.
Not quite sure. But yeah, Razor Beast is like, hang on, hold up. Something strange is going on. They've been doing like hit and run tactics trying to like wear us down. Now they're just like all or nothing charging us. But why?
They must be desperate.
Or are they? And then there's a cool whole page shot of orca mammoth dude.
His name again, Torka.
Torka. And he bursts out of the ground. I guess that's where he sleeps. He sleeps underground, or he's like slashing up the ground. Hard to say.
I think he
That's cool.
burst from underground.
Yeah, I like his design. I don't like a lot of the mutants, but I like him.
A good
And
design.
the I don't see him. Who? Him. Right. They make the observation that out of all the Predacons attacking, Ravage isn't present.
Yep.
I guess he just snuck past them into the tunnel.
Yeah, because Retrax had like detonated some bombs or something that created these big like caverns underground. And so Ravage is like sneaking down there and he finds this like device of some sort.
We've seen
And
it before on Beast Wars. It's kind of like a particle beam thing, energy kind of thing going from the ceiling to the floor that kind of puts things in stasis, floats.
I think this thing is like I think Razor Beast explains that this thing is like what puts them like back or like takes them out of chronal phase.
Right, yeah.
And so Ravage is trying to get to that, and he goes to touch it, and Razor Beast is like, "Haha, you fool!
You've
It's
activated my trap card.
you wouldn't think we would store the real thing down here, would you?
Dumbass.
Stupid head."
He's like, where are they? Huh? Don't make me kill you. And it's like, you don't have any bargaining chips here, Ravage. You'd think you'd be smarter than that. He's like, if you don't tell me where they are, I'm gonna beat you up. And I'm like, you have nothing to threaten him with.
And so the and so Razor Beast like questions him as to like why he is like so like why now? Why is he so desperate? He's like and we find out it's because like the Megatron's been defeated, the Beast Wars are over, the Maximals are about to take off in the
That
retrofitted
shuttle.
that shuttle that was in the Ark. They're about to take off and leave, and Ravage doesn't want to get stuck there.
Yeah. And he's like, I need to figure out how to interact with solid matter to free Megatron. Because he's like, oh, Razor Beast is like, oh, I see it how it is. You want to leave with them. And Ravage is like, no, you idiot. I want to free Megatron and win the Beast Wars once and for all. And Razor Beast is like, oh, that's a little short-sighted, but okay.
So Ravage wakes up in a subway car and is greeted by a guy in a trench coat. Hey, you started the ghost references.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Anyway, so while this is going on, Magmatron decides to like channel all of his like Ori energy into like guiding this signal that the Maximals had sent out, and like guides it back to Cybertron so that Lio Convoy and the gang can actually pick up on it and be like, gosh dang it, that's Razor Beast's signal. You
And
better
that
go
was
get him.
Magmatron trying to help with that, right?
Yeah.
So without his intervention, they wouldn't have responded.
Yeah, that wasn't explicitly clear in the comic, but I ended up rereading a synopsis on the TF wiki that clarifies that.
Yeah, I get it now. He can very loosely interact with energy and signals. And because transwarp can go through space and time, he can affect it somehow. And he actually helps stabilize the message
Mm,
because it's greater than him now. He's seen things you people wouldn't believe.
yeah. So we get a glimpse of a silhouette of someone that looks like Rampage, but is actually, according to the TF wiki, a character named Shockarakt, who quite literally is just a redeco of Rampage. And
Is that who that is?
yeah, his name's Shockarat, and some glimpses of some uh of like Unicron and Ag Agelmoy energy, Gaia
Yeah, okay.
energy.
Big Agelmoy energy. So what's happening here is who's narrating this? Magmatron?
Right.
Yeah, he's like, okay, all of these futile attempts to become a tyrant, all of this shit doesn't even matter because the big bads are coming. Anglemoy, Anglemoys, Shockoract, and Unicron, all part of a balanced breakfast. Shockoract.
New Kellogg's Trinity of Chaos cereal.
With 3 variant boxes. Anglemoys, chocolate Shockoract, marshmallow Unicron, and vanilla Anglemoy.
Anglemoys.
Anglemoys. Vanilla Anglemoys. And what is it here? Are they a combiner? Is that like all 3 of them?
I don't know. I
I,
don't know what that is at the end of this
and who are
issue.
the 3 people like that Spike, right? Like in
Uh,
his, or is it? Who are these?
no, I don't think it is. I don't know
Oh,
who those
it's
are.
not. Anyways, there's 3 dudes who go to greet this big bad crawling out of a radioactive pit.
Energon.
Energon. So much Energon. And yeah, I guess I don't understand why we need to raise the stakes above Unicron. That I think that's what my problem is with these comics is that they're constantly trying to raise the stakes higher than they already were in the canon of like the shows, but they don't need to be. I get
Oh,
like it's Unicron. Like it was like kind of left up in the air how dangerous he was and what he can do and how if he's going to destroy the universe and Cybertron and etc. But like 3 Unicrons, I guess so. Also, the names of the other ones aren't great.
Shockarakt.
Shockoract seems like a breakfast cereal or a chocolate themed villain.
Or a I don't know. Anytime I hear it, I just think of that movie Chocolat from the 90s.
Chocolat. Think of my favorite chocolate place that had to shut down in Victoria. There was a place called Chocolat, and it was, I think, Chinese family that like ran it, but man, their coffee and their pastries and things were okay. But like, ooh, the house made chocolate, way better than like Purdy's or anywhere else that you could order chocolates.
Well,
And
damn.
well,
Rest in
damn.
peace to that business.
Rip in peace to Chocolat, and welcome aboard Chocoract. Their names are losing all meaning to me now. Chocoract, Almanoise. And yeah, that's it. That's issue 1.
That's it.
We did it. That's all the issues of Ascending. No, it's not. That's just 1. 1 of 4. And
What a great place to start.
And a good place to end is Siege. Here on Too Much Energon, we like to rate things.
Yes, we do.
We rate them and we judge them accordingly. And it's only 3-pronged rating system. And it ranges from not enough Energon, a sufficient amount of Energon, to too much Energon. It's bad, okay, and good. Siege.
Yes.
What do you give issue 1 of Beast Wars Ascending? Indeed.
I'm just gonna stroke my chin a little bit here for dramatic effect. It's a big old not enough Energon.
Yeah?
That is Magmatron flying through the cosmos is in a way like essentially kind of a vision quest, which we all know how much I love those.
Oh yes. They add so much to the show, right?
The Maximals are kind of just standing around talking on planet Energon until the Predacons show up, and then Ravage and Razor Beast just shit talk one another.
But it's to deliver.
It's to set up the plot of this, but like, and then also there's some shit involving Chocolat, Angle Slam, and Unicron that I am not entirely sure what this has to do with anything.
Yeah, Illinois and Chocolat and Unicorn team up to.
Here we go. Chocolat, Angle Slam, and Unicorn. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, this
are they a combiner? I guess we'll find out next time. It's
when I thought the Gathering McLeod couldn't take Beast Wars comics to their lowest point. Well, we get this. We got this.
Yeah, and so it gets a big old not enough Energon.
Yep.
It's not enough Energon for me as well.
Yeah.
I want to like these, and the art is the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great, but there are no stakes. Like, does anyone ever die in the battles they go? And you can go, well, in the cartoon, nobody ever dies, even when they're exploded apart, except when they do.
Except when they do, yeah.
And it's like if all of these people died, maybe like say
Parasaur, Scorponok, Dinobot, Inferno, all characters that died in Beast Wars.
Manta Ray dude. Why can't I remember Manta Ray dude's name?
Manterror.
No, he was like the Punisher in Beast Wars.
Sorry. No, Manta Ray. Depth Charge. Yeah, Depth Charge dies. Yeah. Rampage dies.
Yeah, right. Together.
Yeah, they died together.
Rampage. Yeah. And so we have
Quick Strike, I think, died too.
Oh yeah, fuck Quick Strike. Yeah. Not soon enough, if you ask me. Waspinator ascends. Tried his hand at leading humanity. Got fired. How do you fuck that one up?
They got smarter than him.
Yeah. They were like, wait a second, this isn't God. This is just a big bug. Get him.
Hey, get out the bug spray, quick.
And then he's like, well, time to fly home. Yeah. And it's like the idea that all of this is happening with like what is this, 30? I want to say like 30-ish. There's like Beast Wars Light happening on the side on the same planet at the same time. How are their signals not picked up? How are they? It's just, it doesn't need to be so close to it's so adjacent to the canon, but also raise the stakes. Like, why not just tell its own story? Like, why not have them land on the opposite side of the planet?
I was just gonna say, yeah, have them land on like North America.
And
Fight
instead
there.
of having all these huge stakes and chronally shifting and all of that stuff, tell the same story. They're trying to leave or contact the Maximals and Predacons on the other side of the planet. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we need like Illinois and Chocolate Slam and Unicorn Marshmallow Blitz like to combine? Like, why Magmatron? Why not just not have him on the here? Why do we need him to be like narrating to us and being like, oh yes, simple mortals, here, let me help you from beyond the grave? And he like comes behind Razor Beast with his like hate boner, and like they make like pottery together, and and as is the case that as usual, the jokes that we're making about it are funnier than and more entertaining than the actual comic. And it just sucks because like we don't have a high bar. We liked Beast Machines.
We liked most of War for Cybertron.
Yeah. Right? Right.
We even liked that Japanese animated Beast Wars movie.
One of us liked it more than than the other, but I bet you if I went and rewatched it now, I'd have a very newfound appreciation for it. And yeah, the bar is not high, but it's like, guys, you can't just be great artists because the art is fantastic.
Give us that shot with chocolate angle unicorn puffs at the end is really cool, but like, I don't know what the fuck this thing is.
There's a whole bunch of like used like pods like on the ground, and there's 3 transformers. I don't know. There's just like 3 dudes that are like, whoa, like what did we smoke? Are you guys seeing this? Chocolate unicorn angle slam, liquid slam. Speaking of liquid slam, or is that a secret? Do we want to announce a new thing?
Let's hold off.
We're gonna hold off. Okay. Editor, edit this out. We never do. That's that. That's that. 107 of Too Much Energon. Where one of these days, one of these books, one of these comics is going to be good.
God damn it.
I'm not going to tell you which one, but I think you know them very well.
Well, that has been episode 107 of Too Much Energon. Best way to support the show, go to patreon.com/lasercomb, LAZORCOMB. We're at the single $5 tier. You get preamble audio, commentary tracks, our news and current events program, Lasercomb Tonight, which we should do another one of those soon. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
And the ability for us to pick a show, or the ability to pick a show for us to watch and review a random episode of on our other podcast, the Lasercomb podcast. So if you want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/lasercomb. Been a little light on content lately, but we, for one reason or another, we just haven't done a ton of recording in the past month.
Holidays.
Yeah, holidays and other
holidays and
things.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter at Lasercomb, spelled the same way, or you can follow the show proper at Too Much Energon. Cal, you are at?
And I am at NeoCal on Twitter, NEO_KAL.
We'll be back next week with episode 108 of Too Much Energon, where we're going to be talking about Beast Wars, The Ascending, issue 2. Issue 2. Sorry, folks. As I mentioned, I'm kind of ill at the moment.
You're lucky you even get this episode.
That's right.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, listeners. Well, yeah, we'll be back next week. And until then, I've been the Siege, one of your hosts.
And I'm your other host, NeoCal.
And until next time, enjoy a nice big bowl of chocolate angle unicorn puffs. Part of a complete breakfast.
The Ascension. Part 2. Chocolate Boogaloo.
Bye-bye.